Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels, where I'm going to show you how to make simple meals on a butane stove that anyone can make. A number of my viewers have been sharing with me that they don't really know how to cook. So I've been trying to really do some really simple recipes, and this is one of the most simple ones that I have. Now what I have here is I have some chicken breast that I cut up, and I added a little badia and a little lime to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of fajita seasoning mix, whatever kind you want to use. You can even make your own fajita with cumin and chili peppers and other spices, but I'm going to do it the easy way for my people who are not experienced cooks. Now I'm going to season this up really good. I've got about maybe a pound, or you can actually even do this with just one chicken breast. You don't have to make a large quantity. So I'm getting this all seasoned up here. And now also what you're going to need is you're going to need some onions that I just sliced the onions and then cut them in half. Don't have to go to all the trouble of dicing them or anything. And then I have some cut up peppers here. Some different, I like to add color to it. So I have some red peppers, green peppers, yellow, and a few orange. And we're going to make simple fajitas here. Now also I'm going to have some mixed cheese, some chunky salsa, I like the mild, little sour cream, and some tortillas. But I'm going to also show you another way that you can do this without tortillas. But why don't we go, let me get the gas back on here. It's got it hot here. I already had preheated this pan, but it took a little while, so I turned it off for a minute. But I'm just going to add my chicken to the pot here. And we're going to cook the chicken about 3 minutes, maybe a little more, maybe 4 on either side. Oh, that smells really good here. Let me take off these gloves with my chicken on it. And I'm going to put on some new gloves. I don't like using the same gloves when I'm using and working with raw meat, especially raw chicken. So I do change my glove, at least on this one hand. And I'm just going to let this cook on medium low until it's brown. But because I have it in strips like this, it's going to cook much more quickly than if I had cooked the whole chicken breast and then cut it in strips later. But you can do that. You can just, if you're going to cook the whole chicken breast, what I would suggest is putting it between parchment paper and just maybe pounding it a bit to get it a little thinner. This smells so good, that fajita seasoning. And we're going to come back in a minute and we're going to turn this over. All right, it looks like this is browning on that side, so I'm going to turn it over. Oh yeah, it's getting good and golden brown here. So I'm going to turn it over and let it brown on the other side. Get every piece turned over so they're good and cooked. And you can tell if it's one that's turned over because the brown side will be showing. See over here? That hasn't been turned over yet. Now my seasoned cooks will understand that, but I'm explaining this for my cooks who are beginners, who are just, I have some ladies and gentlemen who tell me that they've really never cooked And now that they're in a van or an other living arrangement, they're cooking for the first time. And that makes me happy to hear, especially when you all share with me that you've tried these recipes. All right, we're going to let this side brown. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm then going to take the chicken out of the pan and put in the peppers and the onion and let that saute in the juice from the chicken. Then I'm going to add a little more of the fajita sauce to it, and then I'll put the chicken back in. Simple, simple. And we'll be back. All right, as you can see, I've taken the chicken out and put it on the side, and I'm going to add my onions, my peppers. I don't know if I'm going to add them all, but and I'm going to let these get good and sauteed in here. I think, yeah, I'll just add them all. Let them get good and sauteed over a medium, and I'm letting them cook in that oil and juice from the chicken. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to now add, I'm not going to use this whole pack because I'm only doing a couple of chicken breasts, but I'm going to use about maybe, I don't know, 2/4, 3/4 of a half, I'm sorry, or 3/4 of the pack. Then I'm going to stir this around, add some more seasoning to the veggies. Get this good and stirred around, and let those soften up and saute. But I want to make sure I got that seasoning well blended in here. You can see that's what I'm doing here. And once I get that done, I'm going to come back and we're going to add the chicken. But make sure and get all that seasoning, because you don't want to get a bite of peppers and have a big lump of seasoning on in your mouth. There we go. All right. Oh, this is smelling so yummy. And we will be back shortly. So now I'm going to add back the chicken, and it's rested a bit, so now you've got a little bit of the juice that's come out and it's flowing. I want to get all that juice back in there. Oh, yummy yum. And then I'm going to just mix this up. Mix this all in here. And I went ahead and I added the rest of that pack of seasoning. I decided I wanted to add more seasoning to it. And we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how I make and build these fajitas, but I'm also going to show you another way that you could eat this without eating it in a tortilla. So stick around and I'll show you in a minute. Well, as you've seen, once I mixed everything up and heated it up a little bit together, I put it back on the same plate here, and I'm heating up my tortilla here, because you don't want to have a cold tortilla. And I'm heating up the tortilla in the same pot so that it gets all of that delicious flavor in it. And then we'll be back in a minute and I'll show you when it's all dished up. I just wanted to show you, before I do my favorite part, which is the tasting, how you can do different combinations here. Here I have a fajita that's in a tortilla, flour tortilla. You can also use corn tortilla if you like. I also have it on top of rice here, but you can also add it on top of cauliflower rice. And I wanted to tell those of you who are vegetarians, you don't have to make this with chicken or meat. You can either use impossible meat, or you can even substitute the meat for mushrooms or eggplant or chickpeas and still have all the flavor and the seasonings and the peppers and all of that with it. And you can substitute different things for the sour cream. But how I dress this here is I've got the fajita with the chicken, and I've got some salsa here. Then I added sour cream and then cheese on top. Now, the question is going to be, how do I get this big sucker? I may have stuffed, well, you know what? I'm going to just have some of it like straight off the plate first with some, salsa. I forgot, I've got some avocado on here too. And some chicken and sour cream and peppers. That is so good. I want one of these. Excuse me. I want one of these peppers. That is delicious. And so simple. Anyone can make this. Well, I'm not going to eat this one, but I'm definitely, but you could, even on this one, you could dress it up with sour cream, avocado, salsa. Sometimes my daughter likes to crunch up corn chips and put them on top. I just wanted to give you an example of a couple of different varieties that you can make with this simple chicken fajita. But let your imagination run away with you, and you just do whatever works for you. But we've come to a close of another, oh my goodness, I'm perspiring here. We've come to the close of another Glorious Life on Wheels episode, and thank you so much for your support. We're closing in on 20,000 viewers, or 20,000 family members. Do you believe that? And it's all because of you all, and I just thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Well, if you like this, could you hit that like button? And if you haven't subscribed, I invite you to subscribe. Won't cost you a dime, and you might even find some recipes and other things that you like on this channel. But may your journeys be filled with joy and blessings. Until next time, but don't forget to go back, if you haven't, and watch the video that I did this past Tuesday. I got so many responses on the boondocking video, my favorite places, that I thought I'd do a video on exactly, go into more detail on how I choose the places. And between making the two videos, I discovered a new site that just revolutionized the way that I boondock. And I think it's going to do the same for you. And I used it, I've already used it several times, but go watch the video. And I think when you see that, you're going to be overjoyed. But anyhow, see you later, Globies. Don't forget Saturday Alive, and next Tuesday, another Out and About. Bye-bye.